Morning. Just a general reading. I was kind of thinking career, but I didn't set an intention, so I think we'll just see how we go. I'm just going to use the normal Rider's Waite. Page of Pentacles come out there, just flipped out whilst I was shuffling. And I've got the Biddy Tarot, little tiny everyday tarot deck as well, which I haven't used for a while, which is probably why I was thinking maybe career would come out, because I find that works quite well for career readings. 5 of Wands in reversed. Knight of Wands upright. Oh, sitting on this other deck here. Knight of Wands there, just showing itself to me. 10 of Swords reversed. Page of Wands. Oh, underneath the other page. Page of Swords. Ace of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. Lots of knights and pages. Justice. Ten of Cups. Two of Swords. 4 of Wands in reverse. Okay. I also, which I don't normally do, I pulled out from the Golden Worth Tarot one. It's only major arcana in there, so I pulled out one card from there. I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm gonna have a look now. That is strength. Okay, so that's the overall energy for this reading. And there is a little bit of turmoil. I'm a bit fed up with this this energy, because we've had so much good energy up until recently. The Page of Pentacles is about an offer that's coming your way. So you might think, well, this is not a great offer. I'm not happy with this. What am I going to do with this sort of thing? And it is something that you initially think, I'm not fighting for that. That's no good to me. So often with the Page of Pentacles, what we see later down the line is that this page turns out to be much better than you think, because it's a pentacle, and pentacles grow, and they grow in stability, they grow in size, and they grow in the worth that you're putting in. And then we've got this Knight of Wands. It's a fiery energy. It's coming in quickly. It can be an actual person that is coming in. Now, this is the Ten of Swords in reverse. So it could be that there's been a little bit of fast-moving action fueled by passion, whether it's regulated or not regulated. And it relates to a feeling where you feel like you've been surpassed. So you could be healing from, or getting over, or you've just found out something's gone against you. So this offer that you're not bothered about is directly tied to something that's happened, which has sort of felt like it wasn't in your best interest. And whenever we see that Ten of Swords, whether it's reversed or upright, I feel like it's a time where you've really gone through something, and the people around you have proven not to be favourable to you. And this Page of Wands here is this new beginning. It's this idea. It's the beginning steps of action. Wands are all about action. So you might not have put in the effort because you thought this offer here, this page, is not worth it. It's too small. It's not good enough for you. Now you are thinking, from the aftermath of this chaos, this backstabbing, you've now got this idea to step forward. And I think this idea is based in joy. His little yellow boots are standing out to me. So yellow is for joy, and you are maybe feeling a little bit more enthusiastic about this process. And yet the other page. So we have 3 of the 4 pages. Which one is missing? Air, water. Water's missing. So emotion is missing in this. It's a very logical process, very action drawn, very mind orientated, and very practical. So these messages that are coming in are non-emotional, they're to the point, they are mainly about action taking and setting the foundation, setting the pace, and about the offer coming in. There might be a little bit anti-logic here. So it could be that you're not operating in logic, or it could be someone else is not operating in logic. It could be a slightly childlike energy. But from these messages, from this tiny pentacle comes a great big pentacle, and it's offered to you. It has come. You can see the garden and the mountain. It's come through going through obstacles. It's come through difficulties. It's come from a place of passion and action taking, quick, precise action. And this pentacle, this abundance, is now set in place for you. So this could be a job offer, because often this can be. And what might happen is the initial job offers may not have been very good. You may have then sent messages back, been communicating, been backwards and forwards. You might have been going a little against logic. And now what you're getting is a much better offer, a really good offer, and a real start from beginning. And the Knight of Swords is coming in. So more knights, second knight of the deck. And this is about action. But action that stems from the thought process. So it's quick thinking, logical, can be preliminary legal stuff. And, well, actually almost certainly, because we've got the Justice here there. So it could be toing and froing along legal boundaries. So you could be working within a legal environment. You could be an advocate for court. You could be anything with that sort of slightly faintly legal stuff. Or it could be that you're backwards and forwards, toing and froing with the details of a contract, because Justice is about contracts. And it's going to be one that's very satisfying to you and your family. 10 of Cups there is emotionally. So perhaps this small offer, perhaps the amount that you're being offered was not satisfactory. And after a bit of toing and froing, you come back with a much better offer. And perhaps it's also about the foundations for your family, what's best for them, what's making them happy. And you are possibly, because of the details, still in an indecisive mode. So that's an indecision, not knowing where to go, between a rock and a hard place for some unknown reason. I think it's because there's a relocation looming. This is about lack of stability. So the not knowing what's going on with the job offer is causing a difficult decision about where you're going. This is why you need this Strength card. This is why you're operating with your inner strength reserves, because you need to be following there's more than just not logic, if you know what I mean. I don't know what I'm trying to say there. It's not just about following the logic. It's about making sure that you are counterintuitive, I think, is what I'm trying to say. Because actually, whatever you're negotiating, whatever those contracts are coming backwards and forwards, you're going to be successful. The 6 of Wands is all about success. There's the laurel wreath there. I wish I knew what that meant. I'll probably put it in on the edit because I've forgotten. So this is going to be a success. It's a victory. that victory doesn't mean it doesn't come without some costs, because obviously we've seen this, there's still carrying some sort of betrayal there. But in the traditional deck, there's blood on their uniform, and although they're coming back victorious, it has come at a cost, and the cost is sometimes to other people, not just yourself. The world there in return means there is a sense of incompleteness. Something is not going quite as it's not closed out yet. There's still some work to do. So these final details of this contract are still to be ironed out. Oh, 2 there. Queen of Swords. Yeah, that's a legal position. It can be, it's analytical. Someone's analysing. You're thinking really carefully about this. We've got the Page of Swords. So even though you're like moving away from logic, this sounds contradictory, so hopefully it means something to you. Even though you're moving away from logic, there is logic and clarity through the word, written word, spoken word. It's intellect that is being used. So a 7 of Swords there, strategy, clarity, strategy. It's also an indication potentially someone is being a little bit dishonest, or has been a little bit dishonest. So I'm not sure how that would play out in a workplace situation, but there's definitely a sense of dishonesty going on there. And we've got, these cards keep coming out in 2s. This is decisions, lots and lots of decisions, little decisions that you're having to make on a daily, minute by minute, hour by hour way. 4 of Cups there is finally seeing what is ahead of you. It's landing there on the justice and the thing. So finally, once you've got everything in place, once this legal contract's been drawn out, you're going to be able to see a lot more clearly about what is ahead. And then the 2 of Cups, another 2 again, you see. 2 of Cups is, once you've got that clarity, you'll be able to make that decision. And I think this decision is based on good partnerships. So perhaps whilst ironing out the contract details, you'll realise that you're quite compatible with your new co-worker, you're compatible with your new boss, you are ready to make these changes, and there will be an element of equal respect whilst you're drawing up the contract. It's not going to be one of you saying and the other one coming away being like, oh, that's not really very good, or the employer thinking, well, they want too much. I think it's going to be a really good deal. Yeah, because you're going to move into a new team there and be supported. So I have got these 3 oracle cards. Overcoming difficulties. The worst is now behind you and you're surmounting any previous challenges. Yeah. So this has probably been, you've perhaps come out of a career where the people in your team were not great towards you, where you've been let down, perhaps you had your employment ended, and this has caused some sort of anxiety with you. And you're now in a position where you're negotiating a new contract, and if you're not, you're about to, with a team of people who are on your level. They're not different. They're not like operating, with control. They're operating with true alignment with you and your teammates. You'll fit in or slot into this team really well. We've got Path to Peace. I never use these. They come out of a magazine, so I've literally never looked at them. Imagine yourself walking in the trail in the forest. Hear the sticks and twigs crackling under your feet and notice how good you feel. Smell the flowers and plants and feel the sun on your skin. The more you visualize, the deeper your sense of inner peace. So whilst you're going through this process, make sure that you are still centering yourself. Make sure you're aligning. Make sure the job, the details of the contract are all aligning with who you are and what you want. And then finally, Super Attractor. The universe powerfully responds when I instantly realign with love. And I use the words realign there. And that is because that realignment is essential for you in this process. And notice this quill. This is like the signing of a contract or a legal document. So I think you need to have faith, be ready to move forward. Make sure these details in this contract are clear and fitting both parties' needs. And have it all written down and drawn up, and you'll be ready to move forward into your new place. You've got this beautiful strength card, and this is absolute clarification that no matter what's going on, you have the inner strength and qualities to step forward into this next phase of life.